Otiena no kano chakotum. Otiena no ko chakotum. Mamonu mi no koda.
Mr. Luke Megot, a retired civil servant, having worked for the government for 35 years in the discipline of security. The topic you have mentioned to me today is one of the topics which I like so much, knowing my generation, my community, how they came about, how they exist, why they behave the way they behave. And it's good to share with you what I know about it, that I was brought up in Nyanza, Kisumu County to be precise. And went through education within that area before further going outside the Nyanza region area for education. Now, Luos, as they are known, are a unique nation in the sense that what they cherish as a nation is different from other people. But before we come to that, it's good to know what is the history of the Luos. The Luos, to be specific, originated from Israel. This is informed by a lot of cultural similarities with the Israelites. I'll just give a few examples. Luos are polygamous, just the same way the Israelites were polygamous before they were conquered by the Roman Empire, who authorized them to have one wife and several concubines. That is one. Number two, Luos in their family, they will marry the first daughter first. Then can marry the second daughter. Just the same way Laban did the same between Leah and Rachel. Another similarity we have with the Israelites is the wife inheritance, which we have really been antagonized about, but we still feel it is very important such culture be practiced. So from these similarities and others, which it will take us time, if we still want, once they came out of that Israel area, Luos went through Ethiopia. And at Ethiopia, as you know, they are mostly fishermen. And then they were pastoralists too. And peasant farming. Going through River Oromo, the White Nile, doing the fishing activities, following that tributary to River Nile. That is now in Sudan, where the groups split into three. As they were going through, they were increasing in population. And different ideas were coming in. So at that interjunction of River Nile tributary to River Nile, White Nile tributary to River Nile, they split. Others went upwards, following River Nile to Egypt. Others went downwards to Uganda and southern Sudan. Others cut across through Chad. Okay? They cut across through Chad, went to Niger area, Ghana, and that group ended up to be Igbo in Nigeria. So I will leave these two groups, the upgoing and the one going towards the west. And now another group remained here in the area of equatorial delta, equatorial delta, where the Nuer is a sub-tribe of Luo. Dinka is a sub-tribe of Luo. The Dinka of northern Uganda is a sub-tribe of Luo. Then the other group came now to Uganda, in the northern Uganda. In the northern Uganda, the group like the Aluru, Acholi, Padola, came out. All of these speak Lem language, save for some interaction with the other tribes. Then there is this group who were led by Ramogi. This is the group who traversed from Uganda, following River Nile and following Lake Victoria. It should be very clear on this, because they were mostly fish eaters. And fish eating, you cannot get it on the plates. You get it along the river, fresh river, and along Lake Victoria. So this is the group who came to Ramogi in Siaya. From Ramogi came out 9 clans. 9 clans of Luos. Those are the ones who spread along the North Shore in Kenya, in Tanzania, and up to Burundi. They are there. Now, that is how the Luo history is, and how they came to know, to capture. When they were going, this movement, they were meeting other cultures, and there was war. Some were dying, some were separated, and this made them go. However, they ensured the shore of Lake Victoria is purely Luos. From Siopot, Kenya, to Musoma in Tanzania. Now, at the division of grouping in the Sudan, when the others were going up, another group was going to the west through Chad, there is that group who moved downwards. And there is another group who remained. They are speaking Luos in southern Sudan up to now. And I've given you an example of such people. Yes, they are there. So these ones moved following the Nile. Okay? Then they ended up in northern Uganda. As they were continuing to migrate, okay, looking for pastures, as you know, that is what is usually advised. Then they veered off and entered Kenya through Busia. Okay? Then this Ramogi settled in Siaya, where we call what Ramogi. This is where a son to him called Jock bore 9 boys. We start with Matar. This Matar, even though he somehow came to the area of the Jock area, but he was an uncle therein. And that is where Sakwa, that is now the generation which gave Sakwa what it is. Sakwa is where Honorable Gingo Dinga is coming from. Sakwa in Siaya. From there is Omia. Omia is the area of Rarieda Assembly. Rarieda Assembly. Then there is Owila. Owila. Wela is the one who is now called Wioma. Wioma. They are adjacent to Assembly. From Sakwa, you go to our Assembly, you go to Wioma. Okay? Then you are coming to my area now. That is Nyekal. Nyekal was the son of Jock. He was the son of Jock. Yes. Yeah. Nyekal. Put into bracket Seme. Then there is Osumo. Now Osumo is the one now occupying Kisumu. There is Dulu. Adjacent to Kisumu. There is No. No. N-O, No. Now into bracket Kano. Kano occupies Nyando area. Okay? You are getting them. Yeah, then there is Chwanya. Which is now taking part of Karachwanya. Then there is Oyua. Yakat. Now, after the Joka group came in another group of Luas. And for benefit of time, just group them. The Lego group, the game group, and the Ugenya group came in. Yeah? So adding to the group who are there, you will find that those are 12 clans. Now, you asked a very good question. How did they stay in harmony? When they were moving, now it was a big group. Each group with its own identity, just like family. Okay? You are born, you have your children, you have your family, you have your wealth, you move and you establish your territory. Now, this practice of cattle rustling were also done during those days. Okay? By themselves and by their neighboring communities. Should be very clear. This thing ended just the other day because I remember very well my grandfather was involved in this exercise and he died in 1939. So it means it stopped with coming in of colonialists and putting up structures of governance. That is what stopped it. Otherwise, it would have just continued the way our Turkanas, the way our Samburus, the way our Pokots, the way our Somalis are still behaving on the same way. So it stopped, and each group comfortably. You can remember our heroes like Luanda Magere. Luanda Magere was a Luo hero fighting the Nandis to go to the hills and leave the plain. And actually they were pushed, they know. It was until they pulled down a trigger of using a lady as a trick. Yes. So that one should tell you how it was. The same thing in Kisumu, we had Okorogong. Okore Ogonda, pushing Nyangoris to the hills. Those are the Waluyas next to Kisumu, to the hills, to leave the plain. These things are there. I'll give you where to get them. So, with the advent of colonialists, things subsided, and each clan settled where they were pushed to. Okay? So, coming to the area of the dialects, because of some intermarriage, some of our language changed. Remember, within us, we also have Ugandans in the name of Abasuwa within us, who came after the death of Semogarere. Kabaka of Uganda. So there was a fight, and they came this side and found Mufanango area empty with a few Luos and what? Say they occupy the place. Now, in such areas, you will find the Luo language is corrupted. If you come to areas of Samia and Manyala, you will find the Luo language corrupted. If you go towards areas of Muhoroni, for Tenan, because that is our border with the Kalajins, you will find the Luo language corrupted. So the corruption of the language and the dialects were coming in with the association of the other groups or communities. The group that came from Southern Sudan, okay, were Jokajok, Jokowin, okay, and Jokomolo. Now, Jokowin stayed here for some time and then went back to Uganda. Yeah, they came. As they were coming this side, they stayed here for some time and then they went back to Uganda. That is the group where there is Acholi, there is Alur, there is Lango, there is Padola. Then Jokomolo is that group of three I was telling you, the Game, the Ogenya, and the Anego. Luo is the tribe. It's what I've been trying here to make you understand how they came about, their similarities with the Israelites, and how they came to divide themselves, others going to Egypt. And in fact, there is part which I have not mentioned. Even in Egypt, there are some few groups of Luos there. Doing just this along that river Nile, they are there. Okay? And even within these countries, pockets of fresh river and lakes, there are Luos there. If you go to Lamu, which is a coastal land, you'll be surprised to go to a village called Moa, Didavaredi, and Nyangoro, and find a whole Luos there with their content. Okay? So, that is a very important segment that would tell you why did the Luos follow the routes of the river and the lake towards Kenya. Now, the Luo is the language. The Luo. In fact, literally translated is language of Luo, language of Kikuyu, language of Kiswahili. So, though means the language. Okay? And then you add Luo. It is not complete without adding that Luo. So that is the difference. And I've told you how when it is spoken, it's different from when it is written. The Luo language grammar is very unique that it even confuses these young broadcasters who did not undergo that 1 to 3 mother tongue language training in the schools. So you will find the way we speak, if it is coming to writing, then there are some things you must not put together to have a proper meaning. Okay? Or, what example will I give you to make you understand this? As I rightfully said, if I call you Nyakisumu, I'll simply call you Nyakisumu. Okay? But now when I'm putting it in writing, I must put Nyar Kisumu to have the meaning that you are a daughter from Kisumu. Okay? We, the Luos, like to even the husbands call their wives with where they come from. Nyarkano, Nyaralego. This idea of calling Jane, Grace, it was not there. And if they change that one, they could call Mama so and so. Okay? According to your child. But now you have changed all that. You want us to call you Betty, Grace, Wapi, Mami. These ones who are not there. Thank you very much for giving me that chance. I hope it will not be the last one. You can come again for other lectures. Thank you.
Otina no kano jagotum.